Welcome to the Mississippi State Fire Academy. Our ceremony will begin in 10 minutes. Please make your way into the auditorium to locate your seats. Welcome to the Mississippi State Fire Academy. Our ceremony will begin in 5 minutes. Please make your way into the auditorium to locate your seats. Welcome to the Mississippi State Fire Academy. Graduation will begin shortly. Emergency exits are located to the left and right of the stage, as well as through the lobby area. At this time, please place all electronic devices on silent and take your seats. Welcome to the Mississippi State Fire Academy. Established in 1974, it sits on over 100 acres just outside the capital city of Jackson. The Mississippi State Fire Academy is your premier location for firefighter training. Our bureaus deliver training across many disciplines, including basic firefighter recruit training, advanced fire and rescue training, and emergency medical training. The Mississippi State Fire Academy is a division of the Mississippi Department of Insurance under the direction of Insurance Commissioner and State Fire Marshal Mike Cheney.
As a firefighter and first responder, that's your calling in life. It's a servant attitude. It's what it's about, making life better for everyone. On behalf of the great state of Mississippi, thank you for your services.
Instructors of the Mississippi State Fire Academy include award winners, national executive fire officers, rescue specialists, and college graduates at the bachelor's, master's, and even doctorate levels. The Mississippi State Fire Academy is an incredible asset to our state, and we look forward to serving our community for years to come. Please stand and welcome your graduates of the Mississippi State Fire Academy's Basic Firefighter Recruit class.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all.
Order, all. Stand by. Right turn, march.
Y'all may be seated. For today's invocation from Tupelo Fire Department, welcome Jack Hamilton.
Let's bow our heads. Lord, we come before you today as your humble servants, and we thank you for giving us capable minds and bodies to do the work that hopefully brings glory to your name. Thank you for giving us servant hearts and a desire to work in a profession that helps others in their time of need. Thank you for giving us courage and compassion and the strength to continue on when our minds tell us our body is failing us. I pray when we go forward today that we would make a difference in our communities and inspire others to take the first step in becoming servants to those around us. I pray each and every one of my classmates that we would be the salt and the light to those who need it most. Thank you for your gift of a new day and for the gift of your salvation. These things I pray in your holy name. Amen. Amen.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Mississippi State Fire Academy. I'm honored to welcome the families and friends and co-workers of the firefighters who make up the class of 213. Thank you all for joining us today to celebrate this important milestone at the very best fire academy in the nation. We are very fortunate that we have such a great staff, from the cafeteria to the maintenance staff, our fire instructors here on the stage, and the ones that are out working today beyond these doors. And the leadership here and the exceptional facilities that we have are all put together to really turn out some of the finest firefighters we have in the nation, and we believe that. Class 213, you started this journey with the pressures of not knowing what's ahead. Sometimes it was the unknown, probably some doubt, some homesickness, and then probably just some regret, you know. But you overcame all that, so we're proud of you. And having met that challenge, you pushed through every obstacle to reach this moment. This is not just a graduation, but it's the beginning of a journey in one of the most challenging and most respected professions. And along that way, you formed these friendships that when I spoke with you yesterday, I could see it. And I saw the tight-knit group that you are. You built those professional bonds. You became a proud brotherhood. And you also joined the firefighters across the state of Mississippi who dedicate their lives every day to serve the state. So, as a tradition, we would like to introduce our firefighters to the audience here. So I'll start with the northern part of the state. From the northern part of the state, Clarksdale, firefighter Burks. From Starkville, firefighter Campbell. From Tupelo, firefighters Hamilton, McMurray, and Reese. From Horn Lake, firefighters Huggins and Price. From Hernando, firefighter Rowe. From the central part of the state, Flowood, firefighter Easterly. From Meridian, firefighters Ford and Hollingsworth. From Clinton, firefighter Hamlin. From Madison, firefighters Horn and Magruder. From Pearl, firefighter Kennedy. From our southern part of the state, from Petal, firefighter West. And Columbia, firefighter Neal. Would you please give them a hand? Hey, as you return home, you'll carry with you the skills, knowledge, and commitment to serve your communities and make a difference in the lives of those who depend on you. Finally, as a word of encouragement from me, I'm a big fan of Dwight D. Eisenhower and the whole D-Day event, so I refer to that a lot. But in a message from General Dwight D. Eisenhower to encourage his troops on D-Day before they were about to liberate France, and he was trying to motivate his troops. He said, "The eyes of the world are upon you, and the hopes and prayers of liberty-loving people everywhere march with you." And so to borrow from Eisenhower, I would just want to adjust that to you. And I'll just say that the eyes of your community are upon you, the hopes and prayers of your family and your community that you protect and serve are for you, and they support you. And very similar to that, knowing that, that when Eisenhower motivated those troops to liberate the world, really, from oppression, I guess, you're going to go back and do the same thing. And you just got to know as you respond, you got your family, your community, your fire chief, your mayor, your leadership from the state, the legislatures, they're all behind you. So we're very proud of you, and I just want to thank you for the effort that you put out. And now it's my pleasure to introduce to you our Executive Director, Chief Kelly Elliott.
I don't know why I left this up here like this. Hey, thank you for all coming out this morning to celebrate our graduation ceremony of Class 213. It takes a lot to make this happen. We have a lot of support here. Deputy Director Burnside there has a phenomenal instructional staff that goes into other areas you'll probably hear about this morning. But that's a phenomenal team that's poured into these guys and gals every day. And the product that we put out of here is the best in the nation. And it's not given away. If most of you that's been to a firefighter graduation before, you may have noticed this class is not quite as big. Because again, we don't give these certificates away. We don't certify just anybody that comes through these doors. And I guess what I'm telling you is it's been earned. They've met the standard, and they're ready to serve that community for them. So, hey, I just want to make a few comments about. You heard in the video when we walked in about we are a division of the insurance department, which is led by State Insurance Commissioner Mike Cheney, who is also our state fire marshal, and we receive phenomenal support from him. We receive phenomenal support from the legislator. I believe right here we have Senator McClendon with us today, sir. Thank you for coming. I know you got people in your district graduating, and it's great to see people come out and support. I don't know if we have any other elected officials in the House, but thank you for all the support you give us. We couldn't do it without you. And this is if you get a chance today, take a look at the campus. It's a phenomenal campus. We do a lot of great things here, and it's yours. It's the state of Mississippi's, and it's the citizens, and it's the support we get for this campus and this fire academy is second to none. With that said, I'd like to speak to Class 213 just real quick. Hey, someone along the way saw enough in you to invest in your future, and I just ask you to not stop that momentum, but keep investing in yourself, your department, your team, and those coming behind you. There's a few things I always tell every class that I think is key to you and your department when you leave here, and that's to continue to focus on the mission. You know what your mission is. Don't lose that focus. Continue to have discipline in the details. And, when everybody hears the word discipline, they think negative, but discipline in the details is going to take you further than most anything you can do at that fire department. You take care of the details, and everything else will take care of itself. And the other thing I like to mention is have ownership. As you grow throughout your fire service career, you're going to be assigned projects, you're going to be assigned programs, you're going to be assigned higher responsibilities. If you own it, the sky's the limit. If you own it, your department will look to you every time to do something bigger and better and take it to greater heights. So own everything given to you. No excuses. And at the end of the day, have fun. Take care of those around you. Take care of that crew that you're working with at that station. Take care of that department. Take care of your community, and have fun. Because you're entering the greatest profession that we have in this world. So just remember that. There's great words from Barry there about the eyes of the community on you. Remember that. You're always being watched wherever you are. So there's a lot of people saw something in you for you to be here. So remember that. One last piece of advice, and this is going to happen, and I always like to throw this out there. When times start getting you frustrated or you get disappointed with the way things are, and those times will happen, I want you to remember something. Who's going to change it? You're going to wait on somebody else to change those conditions, those circumstances, or are you going to be the person that makes that change? And there's a little phrase I've heard my whole life, and I can't say who started it, but just remember, if not you, then who? Who's going to change that? Because there's going to be trials, there's going to be frustrations, there's going to be things you encounter. And if you just sit back and wait on somebody else to change it, it's probably not going to happen, or it's not going to happen as soon as it could. So if not you, then who? So Class 213, thank you for being good enough to be here. I want to thank you now for the difference we know you're going to make, and a special thank you to the family, friends that made today possible. And again, welcome to the greatest profession on earth.
Good morning. As the Executive Director just said, we're a division of the Mississippi Department of Insurance, and Commissioner Mike Chaney could not be here this morning, but we do have a prepared message from him.
I'm Insurance Commissioner Mike Chaney and State Fire Marshal. The State Fire Academy is a division of the Department of Insurance. Sorry I couldn't be with you today. You know, every time there's a graduation at the State Fire Academy, I'm with you in spirit. You know, I'm a state elected official, like a lot of other folks in the state of Mississippi, and I want to congratulate you on behalf of the state of Mississippi for being a graduate of the #1 fire academy in the United States. Your job is so important to your community, to saving the lives of others, to serving a mission that is truly important to your community and to your great state. Thank you for your service to your community and to mankind.
Well, welcome again. Good morning. So I just want to welcome you again to the Mississippi State Fire Academy, and we'd like to take just a minute to recognize our staff, a lot of the men and women that have been with your recruits throughout the last 7 weeks. The Mississippi State Fire Academy operates with 4 distinct functional groups along with administrative and support staff. Those groups are, and they may be new to some of you, this has been a somewhat recent change, the Professional Development Group, which is led by Chief Marcus Collier, the Special Operations Group, which is led by Chief Nick Reagan, the Strategic Operations and Advancement Group, which is led by Chief Christy Johnson. That group is also the group that puts on the graduation, all of our social media, marketing, everything that you've been seeing while you follow Class 213. I'd like to recognize them specifically. Ron Reese, he is our Public Relations Director, so he is the one that is communicating everything you see on social media for your students as you watch along the way. Powell Smith is our videographer and multimedia specialist. He's the one that puts together all the content that you see through video. Anna Reagan Maines, she's over our campus store and the marketing, the branding of our agency. And then we have our group, the Firemanship Group, which is the group that's been with your students over the last 7 weeks. That consists of myself as the instructor chief and instructor supervisor Chris Carrera, along with our staff, which I'll introduce in just a second. And we don't want to forget to recognize our maintenance staff, cafeteria staff, housekeeping staff, and administrative and support staff. So there is a lot of different moving pieces that go along with moving the class along and keeping everything going. So let me introduce the Firemanship Group to you all. Instructor Randy Ray, Instructor Colby Stark, Instructor Lane Putt, Instructor Dustin Turner, Senior Instructor Charles Weathersby, Senior Instructor Sean Sinclair, Instructor Supervisor Chris Carrera, Administrative Assistant Rebecca Cahoon,
And then last but not least, the class coordinator of Class 213, Instructor Josh Clark. You're okay to clap if you want to recognize him. I was kidding. I think all the students were wondering, oh, we should clap or not, recognize these people. All right, real quick message for you, Class 213. I got to speak to you at the beginning of class and kind of lay out what our expectations are and goals are of firemanship group and what we really like to see out of firefighters. I do like to share some information that's not necessarily firefighter specific. So today, as you stand on the threshold of your firefighting careers, I want to address you with a phrase that you might have heard before: work smart, not hard. That is something that I remember from Mike Rowe, famous TV show host, that he said when he went into a counselor's office at a school, there was a poster on the wall with a tradesman depicted there and the big bold letters that said, work smart, not hard. And it really, to him, was saying to a student, hey, make sure you get your education and do these things so that you don't have to work hard. And that's a really bad lesson to give somebody in their careers. You aren't going to have to work hard as long as you work smart. That couldn't be farther from the truth. So the phrase itself sounds good, right? It sounds like there's a shortcut to success. But if you just think about it hard enough, you won't have to put in the sweat, the effort, the grind. But I'm here to tell you that's not how this job works, and that's not how life works. As you learn about this career, you refine your skills, you learn more about leadership, command and control, technical skill sets, and more. You will also learn that working hard will also only get you so far. Our field requires us to make critical decisions under very high stress environments. So for this reason, we must work hard and work smart. Hard work without direction is wasted effort. This is a job where seconds matter, where the right decision made at the right time saves lives. So forget the idea that you have to choose between working smart or working hard. Do both. Train your mind, sharpen your skills, build your strength, and never, ever stop improving. Because out there on the fire ground, there are no shortcuts. We have a good friend of ours, an instructor out in Seattle, Washington, that says work is the shortcut. Oftentimes it is. Just do the work, and that is ultimately the shortcut. Today you're going to earn the title of firefighter, but from this moment on, you'll have to earn it every single day. And the only way to do that is to work smart and work hard. So congratulations, Class 213. Now get to work.
First and foremost, congratulations. You showed up day one, motivated, ready to learn. Take that same motivation throughout the duration of your career. Continue your education and training, and remember, you can never go wrong preparing for the worst. So having said that, I have to admit something now. I am impressed. Class 213, great job, congratulations.
And all I knew back then was hard work. The only way anything gets accomplished. That's all I heard back in those days. You gotta work hard. You gotta work hard. I can't get this paragraph. I can't remember what's in this paragraph to pass this test. Read it again. Still not getting it. Read it again. But if you're not getting it, write it out. And that's how I started learning. I gotta write out everything I do. And then write it out again. And write it out again. And guess what happened? I got it. I can't swim. I'm negative buoyant. Go back again. I can't swim. Go back again. Go back again. Go back again. I realized if I keep going back and going back and going back until your mind will say, okay, we're gonna figure it out, because he is not going to stop. I gave myself no way out, and my mind realized that. They said, okay, we're gonna adapt and overcome now.
Who's winning? Who's winning? Who are we? Who are we? but we'll try to do the engine compartment, and then we'll do a main compartment, a passenger compartment, and then we'll do the trunk compartment, and we'll just kind of see how it goes from there.
Class 213, on behalf of myself and all instructors, I think we can all say this. You guys have done a phenomenal job from day one, buying in, being a team, holding each other accountable, and you guys have set the bar extremely high, not only for 2025, but for all the classes coming forward. 213, thank you for being great. Thank you for setting a high standard. And we can tell by the way you guys conducted yourselves, you guys are gonna do great things henceforth going forward. Thank you guys so much.
Out of these three groups, if one of the groups completes the evolution in 2 minutes, 40 seconds, I, Instructor Clark, will go to the pond and jump off the second-story deck into the pond. Yeah. All up. Team 2, 2 minutes, 37 seconds. Right now, let's do it. Time to give away. To the top, to the top, to the top. Let's go, 2 more floors ain't gonna hurt. That's a cold plunge.
Congratulations, 213. It's been a pleasure. I can't say anything more about you. It's just been nothing but good positivity around the academy. From day one, I had everybody coming up to me and said, this is going to be a great class. And hey, you shine through and throughout. I hope you bring value to wherever you go. If that's family, department, you earned it. Congratulations, 213. Wow, that was a good video, wasn't it? Hey, and another thing, camera does add 10 pounds, trust me. It does. But no, I think I'm still kind of trying to defrost, from that pond. It was pretty frigid that day. But anywho, class 213 warmed me up. It was just a joy having these group of guys to lead. It made my job easy. First and foremost, it was my first class to coordinate. So 213, you spoiled me. Man, I don't know if we can replace you. I've talked good about you the whole time you've been here. I mean, like I said on the video, and I had the maintenance staff come up to me, this is going to be a great class. And I was kind of like apprehensive, like, oh, don't put that juju on me, But at the same time, we were plagued with a lot of students with illness and injury. But like I told these guys, the machine has to keep going. We have to keep driving. I understand some of these guys, they had multiple partners that they came with, and they got separated. But they kept persevering, pushing through. And it shows right here what you accomplished. And I do thank you for making my job easy. Also, the instructional staff. I also want to thank you for all the work you did, gentlemen. Y'all made my job easy. I came up with a plan, and they made it happen. So thank you so much. Now I want to get into some class awards. These awards are just not handed out. We do some really diligent thinking, so it's just not my decision. I talk to the instructional staff, and we kind of join our heads together and just come up with these, okay? So the first two I'm going to give out are the Class Guide Awards. Week 2, we kind of start looking in week 1. By week 2, we kind of make our decision. But these two stood out week 1 to me, like instantly. They showed great leadership, charisma. Also, they took leadership from day 1, hour 1. So I could not help but choose McGruder. Could you come to the stage? My next class guide I chose was Cody West. All right, so the next award that I'm going to give, the students took a series of tests throughout the 7 weeks they've been here. I mean, it was a lecture the next day test, maybe 2 tests in that day. So they were bombarded by tests and quizzes, and they had to put the midnight oil in and studying. But the next award is going to be highest GPA, and that goes to Damon Ford. So next award, this goes to the most physically fit. We do a series of assessments of push-ups, sit-ups, a 1.5 mile run, pull-ups, and this student, he was a beast. So most physically fit, he's already on stage, Kendarius McGruder. My third award, this is a Making a Difference award. And making a difference can mean a lot of things to different people. But this one really pulled on my heartstrings, and this is the one my instructional staff behind me, we kind of pulled together and made this decision together as a whole. Showed great leadership, showed guidance through the class. Very great leader. He's going to be a high-up captain chief one day, I do believe. But to make a difference, Kendarius McGruder. Mr. McGruder, he earned it. He really did. I mean, he just shined through this whole class. The class gathered around him, rallied up. He kept these guys, when I wasn't around, in line. And he did an awesome job. Not taking away from anything you did. Y'all did a phenomenal job also. So hold your heads up high. You earned it also, okay? You go make a difference. You make a difference every day when you get back to your department. That leads me to the class flag as we brought in. To my left, to your right. This class flag represents unity. The class coming together as one. Usually in a basic class, it takes 4 or 5 weeks maybe for a collective whole to come together as one oiled machine. But this class here, with the guidance and the leadership and the attitudes, they were bought in and they were able to earn their class flag at the end of week 2. So congratulations, guys. Y'all did a fantastic job. And this flag wasn't just given. It was earned. Hard, sweat, motivation, everything. Everything that you have to put in to be a team was earned that day, as you kind of saw there. So I'm proud of y'all. I set the bar high, and you jumped right over it. Congratulations. At this time, I'm going to turn the class flag back over to the class guides.
At this time, we will return the class flag back to the academy.
At this time, I'd like to introduce the class speaker, Jeremy Reese.
Good morning. So first, I'd like to start off by thanking the class and the instructors for electing me as your class speaker. And then, of course, thank everybody here today for showing up and showing up for your people. As I look out into the crowd, I'm overcome with happiness and joy, just knowing that everyone showed up for their folks. The last 7 weeks that we've all spent together here on this campus have been incredibly enjoyable and humbling. Each instructor that you see here before us has pushed each of us to limits that we didn't even know that we were capable of. The passion that they have for this profession, they pour that into each and every one of us as new recruits. And that is why we will not fail. They have found a way to insert that same passion into each and every one of us. To say this road was easy would be misleading. But then again, nothing that we do is easy. Or nothing that we do is meant to be easy. We started this class as a strong unit, and I believe that we've finished this class even stronger. I believe that we've held each other to the highest of standards, and we've done that because we have love and respect for one another, and we know what each one of us are capable of. I have watched each and every one of us grow these past 7 weeks in the mind, body, and spirit. When times got tough, we didn't give up. When our bodies were screaming at us to stop, we kept pushing. Our spirit never broke. We stayed strong. And we did what every fireman knows is vital in this career. We didn't leave a man behind. So our time here at Mississippi State Fire Academy will be a memory that lasts for the rest of our lives. And I'm glad I got to make those memories with each and every one of you here today. To the instructors, and Instructor Chief Hinkle mentioned every one of their names earlier. You gentlemen deserve the biggest round of applause more than anybody else here. I'm not going to name each and every one of you, but I do want to take a moment. Let's give them a round of applause for being who they are.
The time and the energy that you put into us, into training the new recruits to be professional firemen, it's unmatched. You care about us and you care about people. And that shows by how much time you put into each and every one of us to make sure that when those tones drop, we're ready. So as we depart here today, take a moment, look over the drill field, and take in what we accomplished, and take in the relationships that we created, and know that this right here is where it all began. At the end of the day, we are 213.
Thank you, Jeremy. Good morning. Before I get started, I'd like to thank Director Elliott and Deputy Director Burnside for kind of indulging me a little bit this morning. This is the 82nd graduation since I started working here at the Academy, and the first time I've asked to introduce the guest speaker for the graduation. I hope that sheds a little light on what I think about our guest speaker as a firefighter and my friend and a man. Today's speaker comes to us from the Starkville Fire Department. Chief Arnett is a self-described stumbling follower of Jesus. That's a great opening line right there, by the way. He's married to Tracy and a 21-year veteran of the fire service. Chief Arnett graduated from MSU with a Bachelor's of Science degree in management in 1995. He then received a master's degree in exercise physiology in 1997. Chief Arnett spent 10 years working as an exercise physiologist for the North Mississippi Health Services before landing his dream job as a Starkville firefighter. Chief Arnett is a graduate of the Mississippi State Fire Academy 1001 class. He's a certified smoke diver and a graduate of the Mississippi Executive Fire Officer Program, along with several special and technical rescue classes. Before becoming the training chief at the Starkville Fire Department in 2023, he was fortunate to spend 12 years as a company officer leading engine and truck companies of gritty, educated, and dedicated firefighters who love serving their community. As a training chief, he develops aggressive, smart, and safe firefighters as well as passionate leaders. And the cherry on top is, I added this part, he didn't put this in his bio, but he is an accomplished endurance athlete and a two-time Ironman. He wouldn't have told you that, but it just speaks to another thing that speaks to who he is. On a personal note, Chief Arnett and I, we speak very often, and every time he calls or whatever, I always jokingly say, it ain't often you get to speak to your hero. And we always laugh it off, but I'm not joking. I mean, to me, he fits the bill for me. Through the years of our friendship, he's always been very humble, very graceful to everybody else's feelings. He's always first to compliment me and always wants to take the light off of himself. Chief Arnett not only embodies what I'd like to be and what I hope to be, but what I try to instill in each and every member, women and men that come through these gates. And at this time, I'm proud to introduce today's guest speaker from the Starkville Fire Department, Chief Brian Arnett.
Wow. Thank you, Instructor Carrera. Thank you, Director Elliott, for having me speak today. Before I begin my general address, I would like to just speak to the 17 firefighters we have graduating today. And sorry, not good with the microphone, but perhaps something that can help you in a day of duress. If you ever find yourself, and you may never, but this occurrence will happen to a firefighter. If you find yourself, you're inside that building, and the heat is so hot it pushes you to the knees, and it feels like the flames of hell are all around you. There's black smoke, and you cannot see your gloves, you cannot see your boots, and all you want to do is get out. Reach down and pick up that hose line, open that bell all the way, and you spray water out of that nozzle. You may not put out the fire, but you are going to create survivable space for you to be in, all right? So, with that, I want to welcome you to this brotherhood, this great family of women and men dedicated to serving their neighbors and lucky enough to call a firehouse home. I know to a lot of people when they ride by or when they talk about it, they talk about a fire station. And maybe even to me at this point in my career as an administration person, it is a fire station. But if you're lucky enough to be a firefighter, that is a firehouse. That is your home. You take ownership in that home. You take pride in that home. And you develop relationships in that home. The men and women you spend time with, get to know them. Less screen time, more team time. Know their ups and downs. Know their ins and outs. That is your family when you're at work. And if you're a firefighter, for most of us, that is a third of your life at least. You will see those people more than you will see your husband or wife if y'all work two income jobs. So we are blessed enough to call that firehouse home. And I can tell you this because although I haven't experienced these things, I see it in the world. It is not money, it is not power, and it is not fame that will bring you happiness. What the soul desires is a sense of belonging, a sense of purpose to know that you matter, and a sense of being loved. These three things can always be found at any firehouse and at any time, and you are fortunate enough to be part of that now. I grew up with an older brother, and I got the scars to prove it. And I grew up with a younger sister, so I took the whoopings to prove that too. I know it's not always easy with family, but we always had each other's back. We always looked out for each other. And as a firefighter, you look out for your brothers and sisters. So if you see a brother or sister, and they're standing in those flames, if the smoke is so thick around them it's choking them out, you be the one to pick up that hose. You be the one to open that bell, and you keep that nozzle flowing. And you create survivable space for you and your brother and sister. You may not put out the fire, but you create space that is safe for you to occupy. And you put your arm around them, and you say, I'm with you. Because at this firehouse, you belong, what you do matters, and you are loved. All right? Thank you. Now, to everyone, I would like to say, with apologies to the Kurt Vonnegut, who said, I can think of no greater symbol of man's humanity to man than a fire engine. I would say, I can think of no more stirring image of our humanity to one another than a firefighter. From the island of Malta and the Brothers of St. John to Ben Franklin and Bucket Brigades, from the Great Chicago Fire to earthquakes by the Bay, the stories you'll hear of Gulf Coast hurricanes, the tragic videos you can see of September 11th, 2001. Even today, you watch the news, flooding in the Appalachians, fires in Southern California. Pay attention, look and listen, watch. And when you hear humanity cry help, somewhere there's a firefighter that says, send me. So with that duty to serve, the men and women of Class 213 2 months ago began this journey to earn the title of firefighter. And under the guidance of what I truly believe are some of the finest fire service instructors in the world, they have endured hours upon hours of PowerPoints, right? Late nights of studying. You saw in the video freezing cold mornings where your sweats turn into ice of PT sessions. And then you turn around and you're in fire so hot that you're sweating through your boots. They've endured it all to be here. They've endured the time away from their families and friends. So today, along with your family and friends, I want to congratulate you and welcome you to the greatest professional family in the world, a family of brothers and sisters dedicated to serving others. So when that call comes in and they say, fire on the second floor, send me. When there's a horrible wreck on the highway with bodies entrapped, send me. No pulse, no breathing, send me. And as a firefighter, when that call comes in and says, I've fallen and I can't get up for the second time today, send me. If you want to know the secret to being a firefighter, what is it about the firefighter that can inspire everyone today? Maybe I think it's in a world that glamorizes self-absorbed attitudes, that celebrates a me-first attitude, at a time when our perceived individual rights have replaced our communal responsibilities, we can find the very act of selfless service to be heroic. Now, surely we can recognize that selfless service when we see a firefighter running into a burning building or bringing a victim out of that building. But I'm talking about the courage that it takes to commit to a life that says, I will put other people first. I will put your needs above my comfort. And you see that in a firefighter. You see that in preachers, you see it in teachers, you see it in hospital workers, and as much as it pains me to say it, you see it in law enforcement officers even. And from the founding of this great country, we have acknowledged our dependence on one another and our responsibility to one another. The final phrase of the Declaration of Independence states, and I quote, "And for the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor." This commitment to serving others is found in all the world's great religions. I don't care if you're Christian, Buddhist, Muslim, Jew, they're found everywhere. As a follower of Jesus, I'm very familiar with the story of the great commandment to love others as you love yourself. I know the story of the Good Samaritan. I know Jesus' command to his disciples before he left, that by your love for one another, people will recognize you are mine. These teachings shaped my life, and I believe these defined our calling and our duty to this sacred profession. Because you're not just firefighters, you're problem solvers, you are caretakers, you are light in a dark world when it needs you the most. The men and women in our fire service are really a vision of what we see as our best selves in times of trouble. So, firefighters follow a code that demands this self-sacrifice for the good of their neighbors. And when I say neighbors, I mean all neighbors. When you're a firefighter, it doesn't matter who your neighbor is. It doesn't matter who they voted for. It doesn't matter what neighborhood they call home. It doesn't matter if they're rich or if they're poor, if they're black, brown, or white. To a firefighter, it does not matter. It doesn't matter what you've done or what you've left undone. You can no more deserve my help than you can disqualify yourself from my help. To a firefighter, when you hear the word help, the response is send me. And that's what you men are today. So I want you to remember to honor that title, firefighter, and to earn that title every day. That title is earned when you show up for work, the attitude you carry through that door. That title is earned when you set your gear on that rig and you're ready to respond. You show that attitude, you earn that title in the way that you set up your gear, the way you carry yourself, the smile you bring to the people you meet. Earn it every day. The men and women whose shoulders we all stand upon that created this fire service that has such a stellar reputation around the world, honor them. The men and women that you'll be fortunate enough to serve with and sweat and suffer with side by side, honor them. Your family and friends who support you through this journey, honor them. And your neighbors who put their trust and faith in you on their worst days, honor them. Never stop learning, never stop training, and never stop preparing. Earn it every day. So when the time comes, you can pick up that hose line, open that bell all the way, keep the nozzle flowing, and when you hear the cry, help, you'll say, send me. Thank you. God bless.
All right, at this time, if you have a loved one, a student, and you are actively in the fire service or retired and would like to present your loved one with their certificate, please come up. All right, at this time, we're going to give out certificates for successfully completing the 1001-1002 program. Sherman Burks. Caleb Campbell. Alding Easterling. Damon Ford. John Hamilton. Jaden Hamlin. Jaden Hollingsworth. Jacob Horn. Isaac Huggins. Lawton Kennedy. Kendarius McGruder. Caleb McMurray. Gabe Neal. Cameron Price. Jeremy Reese. Brian Rowe. Cody West.
All right, great looking bunch. How about one more round of applause? told Chief Arnett, he's got me ready to run through a wall. I'm ready to put my gear on right now. That's awesome. Hey, so the moment we've been waiting for, by the authority granted to the Mississippi State Fire Academy and under the laws of the state of Mississippi, we proclaim Class 213 Mississippi Firefighters. Hey, this concludes our graduation ceremony. Please enjoy the day. Take lots of pictures. Enjoy our grounds, and thank you for all your support. Be careful going home.
I don't remember them saying I'd have to watch a man take his last breath with his wife and daughter at his chest, or to see a family's home go up in flames, knowing they just lost everything. But we've got to know we did our best. Go on and don't worry about the past. Try to make a difference in this crazy world today, 'cause you know God made us that way. I never thought I'd see the terror in a mother's eyes as she watched her 15-year-old die, or to feel the fire slap me in the face as it moves through this house at a steady pace. But we've got to know we did our best. Go on, don't worry about the past. Try to make a difference in this crazy world today, 'cause you know God made us that way.